When I tell you that my backyard is on a slope, I wasn't kidding. I thought it would be fun for this video to set, at least for part of the time, the camera up on level. The gimbal is level, and I am showing you the beds as they're laid out in the northeast corner of my backyard. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle and welcome back to my meadow. It is time for our 90-day update on the Vego versus Birdies raised garden beds. I'm doing these updates regularly on the Vego and Birdies raised garden beds because you asked me to. You wanted to know how it's going for me, and I'm happy to share that. So let's just go over a few things about the beds. First, the Birdie's bed is manufactured in Australia and sold here in the United States by Epic Gardening. The company that makes and sells the Vego bed is here in the United States in Houston, Texas, but they do manufacture the beds currently in China. On my blog, I have included remarks from both Epic Gardening and Vego about some of the questions you've asked about the beds, and you can find that at michelleandthemeadow.com. One thing that keeps coming up is the number of screws that are in the bed. In the bed that I purchased from Vego in December 2021, they had changed to adding screws in every other rib in the bed, whereas Birdie's has screws in every rib of the bed. Time will tell if the configuration is compromised, and I expect that's going to take a long time for us to find that out. The one big plus about having the raised garden beds, and I'll talk about this in another video, is the benefit that they have been for me after having shoulder surgery. I had no idea that bending over was going to be such a problem and such a pain point for me. And so I have to say, for harvesting vegetables and working in the beds, having these raised garden beds have been a real blessing for me. But you do not need a raised garden bed in order to have a garden. So if you've been watching these videos and you don't think that you can garden because you can't get one of these beds, or they're out of stock, or something's not right, you don't need that. There are so many ways that you can start gardening. If you guys would like me to make a video about all the other ways that I have tried, the containers I've used in the past, I'll be more than happy to do that. Just put some comments below and let me know that's something that you'd want to see. Now, let's get up close to each of the beds and see how they've done in the past 90 days. A lot of folks want to know about this trellis in the middle. This is just a cattle panel that we folded over and tucked between the two beds. The two beds are about 4 feet apart approximately. I have not attached those cattle panels at all. On the left side we have cucumber and tomato going up, and on the right side we have tomatillo going up, and it's working out just lovely. The interesting part is having the trellis and having the beds configured this way, because I didn't think about it as strategically as maybe I should have. But the bed in the front, this is the Birdie's bed over here, and this is the Vego bed over here. The Birdie's bed is taking the brunt of the heat in the afternoons here in the Florida summer. I'm in zone 9A in Northeast Florida. And if we look up close at the panel, you can see here in the Vego that I have screws in every other rib in the panels. This is the Vego 9-in-1 construction. The Birdie's has screws in every rib, and this is the Birdie's 8-in-1. After 90 days, as expected, this edging on the Birdie's bed is holding up just fine. And frankly, so far on the Vego as well. Now, it's important to note that while it's not getting very much sun right now, these are on the north side of the yard, and both of these beds get midday sun as it comes across the yard. Even though they're on a slope, they're still holding up just fine. I don't see them warping in any way at all. They feel very sturdy. A couple of things that I wish I had done differently. I wish I had leveled them when I installed them. I wish I had put my landscape fabric down before I filled the bed. And I wish I had allowed the soil to sit in the bed and settle before I planted it in, because on both beds I now have seen the soil drop 5 to 6 inches. Before I plant out again, I will be adding more compost to the top and garden soil for the beds. Also, having this little trellis here makes for a nice respite in the afternoons. It's kind of shady under here. And makes picking the vegetables nice and easy. This is a lemon cucumber, and it seems to be quite happy in its current conditions. It's actually growing down and over to the other side. The tomatillos are doing great too. One day I'd love to have raised garden beds lined up all the way down the side of the house here. Some folks have often asked about the hoops and netting I have on the beds. It's something I picked up on Amazon, and I'll include a link in the description below. I've been very happy. It's done a really great job in helping me keep some of the pests off of the plants. It's not been perfect, but gosh, it's way better than it would have been, I think, if they hadn't been covered at all. And I always like to remind you that I purchased these beds myself. No one is paying me for this review. Since creating the very first video, I have become an affiliate for both companies because I like both of them. They offer different things one from the other, and I find that they're going to be valuable in my yard. So if you choose to make a purchase, whether it's for Birdies or for Vego, if you use the link that I've included in the description below, I will receive a small commission on any qualified products. That said, my reviews are always going to be my own. I want to tell you how things are working out for me. And if I ever do receive a product for free, I'll let you know that too. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions about the Vego or the Birdies bed, or any questions about my garden, I'd love to answer those for you. Just put them in the comments below. Until next time, my friends, remember to drink plenty of water and wear your sunscreen. Have a fantastic day.